A few months after the release of the immensely popular 40mm 12, Christopher Ward have released this new, smaller 12 in 36mm. I reviewed the 40mm 12 a few months ago and compared it with the Tissot PRX. In that video, I concluded that the 12 was hands down the better watch. I found the fit and finish of the 12 much better than the PRXs. If budget wasn't a constraint, I recommended going for the 12. You can watch that video up here if you haven't already, and I'll also link it down in the description. The new 36mm 12s are priced same as the larger models at $1225 for the bracelet version and $995 for the rubber strap. They come in 4 colors: ice blue, Nordic blue, Alta white, and lastly, frosted lichen. And that's what I've gone for. If you can't imagine what frosted lichen looks like, you're not alone. You can think of this as a mint green color or like a moss green, which is slightly more shiny. Now let me start off by saying that this watch is really nice. The watch has a diameter of 36mm, a thickness of 10mm, and a lug-to-lug width of 41mm. This version retains the same level of finishing as its larger brother. The 12-sided case has various finishes that include sandblasted, brushed, and mirrored elements. It also has a screw-down crown along with crown guards to make the watch feel more secure. The dial itself is this minty green color that has a pleasant vibrancy to it. I don't know if vibrancy is a word, but we'll roll with it. That's to say that the dial looks pretty neutral or even flat indoors, but really pops outdoors or in bright light. In my opinion, the dial is very well designed and finished with an intricate raised pyramid style print, which is actually a repeating pattern made from the Christopher Ward logo. All in all, the watch has a finishing that rivals watches costing several $1,000s more. The only change on the dial of this 12 is the missing date wheel. This dial loses the date window to prevent it from getting too cluttered. I usually prefer having a date window on my watches, but I can live with this design choice. Moreover, the movement inside, the Sellita SW200-1, has been modified to remove the ghost date position. So don't worry, you're not getting ghosted. Not by a watch at least. Other than that, the movement remains the same as the larger version. It has a deviation of plus or minus 20 seconds a day, beats at 4 Hz or 28,800 bph, and has a power reserve of 38 hours. Overall, I think that the movement is this watch's weakest element. Now the bracelet is also finished to a very high degree. Each link has a brushed finish, and combined, they produce a bracelet that plays beautifully with the light. Honestly, the wrist rolls with this watch look so neat. The watch is also pretty comfortable on the wrist, so I have no problems there. This bracelet clearly has tight tolerances and feels much better built than any bracelet I've seen at this price point. So now you must be wondering, I'm saying all these good things about the 12, so what's the problem? Well, I have a few of those. And these are my personal opinions and may not be problems for you. The first and biggest problem I have with this watch is that I just couldn't connect with the color of the dial. No doubt that it's a very nice color and looks really sparkly and fresh, but I just don't like it enough. The color doesn't appeal to me the same as the ice blue dial did. I remember when I unboxed the ice blue 12, I liked it immediately. Honestly, I was wowed by it. But I didn't have that reaction with this watch. This is my first mint dial watch and I don't think I can pull this color off. Do you know what I mean? Or am I just crazy to feel this way? Please let me know in the comments because I don't want to go mad. Also, I find that the frosted lichen dial is a bit too shiny sometimes and you gotta angle the watch differently to read the time. I know this is such a first world problem, but it adds up to my list of complaints. My second problem is the size of the watch. Now at 6 inches, I don't have the biggest wrist out there. However, this watch feels really small even to me. It does look good on my wrist in photos or videos, but in real life, I can't get over the fact that the watch has too small of a face. This is further compounded by the fact that the bracelet is so slim. When compared to the 35mm PRX, you can see how much thinner the Christopher Ward's bracelet is. I feel like the PRX's slightly wider bracelet and bigger profile help it wear better on my wrist. Now don't get me wrong, the 12's bracelet does feel comfortable, but aesthetically it looks just too tiny. Combined with the mint dial, I can't shake off the feeling that this watch would look better on a woman's wrist than a man's. Now I don't believe that you must be a woman to wear this watch, but to me, This combination has a slight feminine vibe to it. Again, nothing wrong with that, but I don't think I can carry it. Lastly, I feel that the 40mm 12 looked fine on my wrist. I know some people will say it looks too big on you, but in real, this watch looked and felt great on my wrist. An ideal size for me would have been a 38mm watch, but sadly that doesn't exist. I also really like having a date window on my watch if given the option. Moreover, the 40mm 12s even have a titanium option with a better movement. So if I were to choose just one of the 12s, I would have to go for a 40mm option. Now if you're in the market for a 12, what should you pick? I think for wrists between 5 to 6.5 inches, the smaller option might be better. But if you're keen on the larger model, I would recommend it for wrists as small as 6 inches. But you can make the correct decision if you can see the watch in person. I know this may not be possible, but that would be the best option instead of taking my word for it. After all, I'm just an internet weirdo. Who knows if I'm even a real person? Anyway, thanks a lot for watching this video. I really appreciate you being here. I hope you found this video helpful in some way. And if you did, please boop the like button so I can continue making more of these in the future. Thanks again, and see you in the next one.